What's up everybody, welcome back to Double T Gaming. Now a couple of days ago I put out a video on why I thought Vanilla WoW was awesome, and to be as balanced as possible, I think today is a good day to say why Vanilla WoW wasn't awesome. And to be honest, Vanilla WoW was terrible in a lot of aspects, like it was probably the most unbalanced version of WoW we've ever had. But for some reason people, including myself, hold it at the top as the pinnacle of what WoW should be. Like I said in the last video, a lot of that is based off of nostalgia, and another big part of it is based off just the difficulty that was the original World of Warcraft. But this video isn't about why people like Vanilla WoW so much. This is just going to go through a few things that I thought was seriously wrong with Vanilla WoW back in 2004. Now you can list a countless number of faults, but I'm just going to go through the main big ones. And also, I love Vanilla WoW. I think Vanilla and Burning Crusade were personally when WoW was at its best, but once again, this is entirely just my opinion. You are free to feel as you would like about the subject. Let's start with leveling. It was the slowest and most painful process in World of Warcraft history. It could take a casual player months to get from 1 to 60. And to top that all off, there wasn't even enough quests in the game to get you all the way to 60, so you were forced to grind for hours for those last couple levels. And speaking of grinding, the entirety of the endgame process was a grind. Whether it be to grind for the attunements, to grind for pre-raid gear, or grind for pots, some guilds wouldn't even allow you into the raid if you did not have all the necessary pots. It could take you days to grind in places like Winter, Spring, or Eastern Plaguelands for. Oh, and if you were a warlock, I apologize in advance, because basically, before every raid, you had to go out and farm at least 20, maybe even 30 soul shards in order to keep your demons up, give your tanks their health stones, summon that one freaking guy who always left something in the bank that he absolutely needs for his raid. And the entirety of the warlock rotation was just casting Shadow Ball unless told otherwise by the raid, because each boss had like a limit on the number of dots it could have on it, and the raid didn't want a scrubby looking warlock dotting out the boss too many times, taking away the good dots that it had on it. I'll have another video coming out next week going a little bit more in depth about warlocks and the other classes of Vanilla WoW, so stay tuned for that. But speaking about classes, you were basically pigeonholed into a certain spec if you wanted to play a class, no matter how good your DPS was. On the rare occasions, you can main a ret and do more DPS than the rogue, but the raid will force you into being holy. Same thing with a shadow priest and having to turn into a holy priest. Each class had a spec, and they were forced to play that spec in endgame content, even if you're doing mad DPS or something else. Oh, and don't even get me started on the endgame content. The idea of a 40-man raid is fun, and the actual boss fights were awesome, but the actual preparation for it was a nightmare. Having to get 40 people together and having to spam trade chat to get those last 5 people was awful. I remember having to wait for hours just to get everyone ready, and by that time, the impatient people have already left. We have to start all over and start searching again. PvP was probably one of Vanilla WoW's most notable calling cards. Everyone's like, oh, nothing's like PvP in Vanilla, no one will ever touch that again. But truthfully, it was messy, it was unbalanced, it was all over the place. If you came across a rogue, you legit could just get stun locked and die within 5 seconds, and you couldn't do anything no matter how well you were geared or how badly the rogue was geared. Some classes were just ridiculously better tuned than other classes. The only real things I saw running around in PvP were mages, warriors, rogues, and warlocks. They were basically the big four when it came to player versus player. Now this list can go on and on and on, going more in depth with professions, the mount grind, the gold grind, everything like that. It was basically just a massive grind that was Vanilla WoW. But I really don't want this video to be too long. I also don't want people to think that I just hate on Vanilla WoW if I keep going with this, because I don't hate Vanilla. Like I said earlier, I think it was amazing and I'm excited to play on Astarias. But people just have to admit that it had its faults, just like Burning Crusade, just like Wrath, just like Kata, just like Legion does. Some of these hardcore supporters see nothing wrong with Vanilla, and they chalk it all up to the difficulty of the game. When you try to reason with one of these hardcore supporters, they give you that righteous answer, oh, it's just how hard the game used to be, you're not used to a difficult game, you suck, you're a noob, you just don't know the difficulty of the game. Well, yeah, the game was hard, but it also had a crap ton of problems with it, and if you're one of these people, you have to realize that no game is perfect. Vanilla WoW was not perfect. It wasn't anywhere close to being perfect. There were so many issues with this game. It was so everywhere, all over the place. The raids, everything about it, the overtuned, undertuned, classes couldn't do anything they wanted. Everything you do, you have to grind for. The leveling doesn't make sense. PvP doesn't make sense. The gold farm, it doesn't make sense. But it was fun. And that's all that really matters to me. But anyway, once again, I don't want this video to be too long. I think the last one was about 5 minutes. I'll try and even that out with this one as well if I can. This one may be a little bit shorter because no matter what you say on a platform, they're going to pull out a couple comments that you say, and that's going to stick you into this little, like, whatever. And I don't want to be that guy. I like legacy servers. I like Vanilla WoW. I'm excited to play on it, and I hope you guys are too. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. This is Double T Gaming. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more legacy server content. Leave your thoughts on the subject in the comment section down below. And also, I'm thinking of putting together a guild on the Fresh and Starias PvP server, the Fresh one. They haven't really set a date for that yet. I'm still waiting for that new news that's coming out this week. They said I don't think it's been released yet. But if you think that'd be a good idea, leave that down in the comment section too. Let me know if you'd be interested in joining it, and give me some name suggestions too, because I feel like that'd be a fun way to interact with everybody, so everyone can have fun. I'll start streaming it eventually, and we'll just have a good time raiding and everything. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next video.